So how do we slow down? How do we actually connect with the present?
First step, Marian insists, is a conscious decision. You have to want to connect. It's intentional.
Okay.
Then identify your accelerators. Where do you feel most rushed? Work, home life. Pinpoint the pressure points.
And also identify our escape routes, the things we do to avoid the present.
Yes, your automatic dopamine dispensers. What do you reach for when you're stressed, bored, uncomfortable? Scrolling social media, online shopping, binge watching? Recognize your brain's go-to avoidance tactics.
And instead of escaping, embrace contemplation.
Yes, not just zoning out, but actively looking at reality with new eyes, with interest. This actually strengthens your prefrontal cortex. And try that Dutch concept, Nixon.
Not doing anything without guilt, just sitting, observing, breathing for 10 minutes.
Exactly. Marian tried it at a bus stop and got ambushed by a patient. It shows how alien it feels in our culture. We literally have to force ourselves to slow down sometimes. It's a deliberate act.
Because it is enough to look at something with interest for it to become interesting.
Precisely. Shift your focus. And crucially, embrace boredom and discomfort.
Don't run away from it.
Right. Sit with it instead of grabbing for that dopamine hit. Because boredom allows the default mode network in your brain to activate. That doing nothing state is vital for organizing thoughts, consolidating memories, forming identity, connecting past and future.
We think we're being productive on our phones, but we're blocking that essential internal processing.
Exactly. We lose hours mistaking scrolling for productivity.
What else helps with presence?
Sensory connection, really engage your senses, nature, music, using your hands, touch, hugs. Pets are great too. Dogs generate oxytocin.
And when thoughts of past or future intrude,
Acknowledge them, don't fight them, just notice them, let them pass, and gently bring your focus back to now. If they're important, they'll come back later.
Okay, part 5, the science of connection. Choosing and nurturing relationships, especially partners. This is huge.
One of the biggest life decisions, right? Driven by that fundamental need for love, for lasting commitment. But yeah, sometimes we choose poorly.
And those emotional foundations, the childhood blueprints, play a big role here too.
Huge. They shape who we're drawn to. Marian's patient, whose mother had multiple partners. She lacked a healthy reference point. So she chose partners to fill that void, that longing for stable attachment, rather than from a place of conscious, healthy need.
Or the person whose parents were alcoholics, unconsciously repeating the pattern.
Yes, seeing unhealthy dynamics as normal because it's familiar, the goal is to excavate those foundations. Are they solid and healthy, or are they undermining your choices?
And it's not just childhood. Past adult relationships also have a massive impact.
Definitely. That common pattern. Having a bad relationship, then choosing the complete opposite next time without really figuring out what healthy actually looks like for you. It's reactive, not conscious.
So let's talk about the biochemistry. Love is blind initially.
As Marian's father said, love, when it arrives, can be very blind, but when it leaves, it is very lucid. The emotional limbic system basically hijacks the rational prefrontal cortex at first.
For how long?
Helen Fisher's research suggests that intense blind romantic phase lasts on average about 17 months. Then the initial hormonal rush, dopamine, norepinephrine, starts to calm down. The foam subsides, as Marian says.
And that's when you start seeing the flaws. I didn't see that before.
Exactly. Reality sets in. Fisher talks about 3 phases: sexual desire, then romantic love, that obsessive focus, then attachment, the calmer bonding phase with oxytocin.
But Marian adds more layers, right? Based on conscious choice.
Yes. First, the spark, that initial attraction. But then, and this is the crucial step, often missed a bit of head, engaging the prefrontal cortex.
Asking the tough questions before diving in deep.
Precisely. Does this person really suit me, make me better, align with my values, my long-term goals? This needs self-knowledge, knowing your foundations, thinking beyond the initial chemistry. Marian admits it took her 2 years of conscious thought to choose her husband.
Wow, okay. Spark, then head.
Willpower. The active, ongoing decision to work on the relationship. Because feelings fluctuate for everyone, even your closest family. But reason and commitment, that willpower, keeps you investing, nurturing the bond, overcoming challenges. It's not passive, it's active.
So how do we nurture that equilibrium long term? Keep it healthy.
First, accept that ups and downs are normal. Tension, friction. It happens in all living relationships. Years bring complexities, memories, family issues, money. old wounds resurfacing. Expecting constant harmony is unrealistic.
And forgiveness is key.
Absolutely vital, defined as going to the past and returning safe and sound, not dragging old hurts into the present. It's an act of love, for them and for you. It requires managing your internal story about what happened.
Communication skills too, obviously.
Crucial, being able to express your feelings, sadness, fatigue, feeling unloved, and the other person being able to receive it, which links to alexithymia.
Difficulty expressing emotions verbally.
Yeah, like Marian's patient who said, "I told you I loved you on our wedding day. My opinion hasn't changed." They had to negotiate a compromise, one heart emoji a day. Sometimes you need practical bridges.
Understanding love languages, avoiding destructive patterns like shouting or silence.
Yes, and understanding different sensitivities. Some people pick up nuances, others don't. Patience is needed. And the power of small details.
Remembering birthdays, work stuff.
Yeah.
Knowing what makes them happy.
Exactly. Like Marian watching sci-fi she dislikes because her husband loves it. Those small acts build connection.
And making time for the couple. Escapades.
Essential. 2 hours at a bar, a night away, whatever it takes to step off the daily treadmill, reconnect, rekindle intimacy, touch.
Intimacy and humor seem important too.
Hugely. Open talk about sex life. Fluctuations are normal.
The hunk.
And laughter. De-dramatizing difficulties is vital for long-term resilience.
So the core pillars are care, generosity, respect, and continuous effort.
Yes. Relationships change. People mature. You have to keep adapting, keep working at it with willpower. That saying, he who is right in marrying has nothing left to do. Marian says no, it means you have everything to do to keep it right.
Okay, final section, part 6. Diagnosing society's mind. Cortisol, attention, dopamine. This feels like a big picture view.
It is, and there's been a shift, right? We used to only talk about severe mental illness, but now we discuss trauma, everyday struggles, burnout.
Which is good, but maybe sometimes we over-pathologize normal difficulties.
That's the caution. It's great we're talking, but not every sad feeling is clinical depression. Still, the mind-body connection is undeniable. Harvard's saying 80% of primary care visits are emotion-related.
And the inflammation link. Body inflammation leading to brain inflammation, maybe even depression.
Exactly. We have to see the organism holistically from neuron to emotion. The body is listening. Those physical symptoms, gut issues, numbness, eye tics, pain are signals.
So Marian's 3 diagnoses of modern society.
Yeah.
First, cortisol intoxication, chronic stress.
Yeah, not just lion in the jungle stress, but threats to our modern survival, economic, professional, social, affective,
Partner leaving, job insecurity, financial crisis, social exclusion.
all trigger cortisol. And seeing loved ones suffer triggers it in us too, through empathy. And remember, the mind doesn't distinguish between a real threat and an imagined one.
So is society constantly stressed?
Leads to a blocked prefrontal cortex. We become more selfish, less attentive, stuck in survival mode. Like that traumatized child unable to focus in school, brains too busy scanning for threats.
Second diagnosis, attention crisis, prefrontal cortex impairment.
A global struggle to think deeply, reason, concentrate, like we're choosing to stay asleep in a matrix-like world of distractions.
Caused by fear, uncertainty, but also hyperstimulation.
Yes, leading to an addiction to the irrelevant, constantly seeking superficial news, trends, losing focus on what matters. Why? Because it gives a quick dopamine hit.
Which brings us to the third diagnosis, dopamine intoxication. Our reward system is out of whack.
Dopamine's vital for survival, pleasure, habits, but modern life has hacked it.
Drugs being the extreme example, creating tolerance.
Yes, needing more for the same effect, because the body seeks balance, homeostasis. Too much dopamine. Brain reduces receptors and generates pain signals to compensate.
The pleasure-pain seesaw.
Exactly. Intense pleasure leads to a balancing pain response. Eventually, people aren't seeking pleasure, but avoiding the pain of not having the stimulation.
Leading to intolerance of frustration, pain, boredom.
We can't handle discomfort. Everything becomes boring. And avoiding boredom blocks that crucial default mode network, the brain's background processing for identity, memory, planning. We lose hours on phones thinking we're busy, but we're preventing deep thought.
So how do we fight back? Reclaim our minds.
Become the sculptor of your brain. Strengthen the PFC, rebalance dopamine, learn to tolerate discomfort.
Tolerate discomfort, like microdoses of accepted pain.
Yeah. Delaying gratification slightly for a drink, phone check, food, even a painkiller. It builds resilience. Think of the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage. Accepting the physical hardship leads to profound well-being, endogenous dopamine.
Or dopamine fasting.
Yeah.
Temporarily cutting out high dopamine activities.
Exactly. Avoiding the excessive stuff, junk food, endless scrolling, certain games to let your system reset, not total abstinence, but strategic reduction to reconquer your life.
And achieving flow state.
Yes, Csikszentmihalyi's concept. Getting lost in an activity, painting, gardening, writing, cooking. Your sense of time disappears. You're fully absorbed in the process, not just the outcome. It requires challenge, creativity, usually no screen. It's incredibly restorative.
This all ties back to purpose, doesn't it?
Fundamentally, happiness is linked to the meaning you give your life, having a sense of purpose for yourself and for others.
Because without purpose,
The mind fills the vacuum with easy dopamine hits. Food, sex, shopping, drugs, endless scrolling. They provide sensation, but not meaning, leaving you empty. True purpose requires the PFC, stopping, reflecting, asking deep questions. Like Einstein said, never stop asking questions.
so final practical tips.
Turn off phone alerts. Feel the withdrawal, then the freedom. Have airplane mode moments to face yourself without escape routes. Seek truth. Talk about this stuff, especially with teens. Maintain positive routines that build healthy rewards.
Okay, that brings us to the end of this deep dive into understanding your mind. We've covered so much: the mind-body link, cortisol, dopamine, relationships, self-knowledge, being present.
It's all interconnected, and the amazing thing is we can reconnect with real life. B vitamin people, release oxytocin through real touch, hugs, presence. It's the best tool we have for our physical and mental health.
So a final thought for you to take away. Maybe true happiness isn't about chasing constant highs or escaping all discomfort. Maybe it's about embracing the whole spectrum, the difficulties included, and actively building a life of meaning and purpose. Your body, as Marion says, will be very grateful.
And one last crucial point. If you're really struggling, uncontrollable sadness, thoughts of self-harm, serious relationship issues, anxiety attacks, phobias, intrusive thoughts, insomnia, if your escape routes feel destructive, please don't be afraid to ask for professional help. Healing takes time, it can be hard, but it's profoundly rewarding. It's about finding your wounds, recomposing yourself, and becoming the best version of you so you can be happy and help others be happy too.